I'm afraid that if I'm all of who I am, my family will reject me and not love me. This is another one of those quiet fears that women leaders and content creators have that gets in the way of them coming out of hiding and doing what they came here for, affecting change, selling their products and services that are transformational. In 1 hour today, a little less than 1 hour, I'm hosting the Embody Your Platform Masterclass. Today, in about an hour, I'm hosting the Embody Your Platform Masterclass. The link to register is with the videos. It is specifically for leaders, visionaries, and content creators who have three primary fears. One, that your family will not love you and will reject you when you are all of who you are. Number two, you fear maintaining your power. Can I sustain it? Can I maintain it? When I unleash, oh my God, can I handle that? And number three, I actually have it right here. Number three is you, which is attached to the other two, you really want to let go of this smallness because some of you are already creating content online, but you're not talking about what you really want to talk about. You're not being consistent. You're afraid of being attacked or canceled. And so this masterclass will help chop that away at the core and unleash you so you can build an influential, profitable platform in 2024, whatever you want that to look like for you, whether your plan is to make money or not. TikTok. TikTok is, there's conversations about, for those of you who've been around, you know all these platforms go through phases. So remember when Facebook was hot, remember when Instagram was hot. TikTok has been pretty hot for the last 3 years, and it's still the chief place. It and LinkedIn, depending on your goals, TikTok and LinkedIn are still the hot spots for folks who are looking for organic reach. Organic, meaning you don't have to pay for ads. Obviously, you can pay for ads. But right now, TikTok and LinkedIn are the two hot spots for organic reach. Okay. Hello, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. So, if you really want to take advantage of the hotness of TikTok right now, which it's on its, I mean, it is, you can still be powerful. I wouldn't say decline, but these platforms are cyclical, simple as that. So if you really are looking to grow your TikTok or your LinkedIn, YouTube Shorts is good now too. And you're ready to get consistent. And what's in the way of your consistency is you're afraid. Thank you for those hearts. What's in the way of your consistency is you are afraid of losing the love of your family and friends when you come into power, being judged, being rejected. You are, frankly, unskilled because you're right about this. You don't know how to maintain vast amounts of power. Okay. You will learn how to do that. You will begin to learn how to do that inside of my masterclass. And then obviously I'll be inviting you into an opportunity to really cement it into your being throughout 2024. And I'm really excited about that. And the third one is, letting go of the smallness and talking about what so many women have told me they want to talk about. So many of the things that run the gauntlet of womanhood, transformation, healing, love, womanhood, and the tabooness of being a woman. I know I may sound like a broken record on that, because I keep saying it because it remains true that the real purity of being a woman. I know the modern world, we somehow equate purity to lack of experience. That's like code. You're pure, you're inexperienced. When you can't even get pure unless you get experience. Because all of us are just cluttered and so dense with what we've absorbed from the people who raised us, right? Taking on their belief systems. For those of us who were raised in some kind of church, what we've taken on from the church, okay, that, like one woman who bought Shadow Gold, she was raised hardcore, a Baptist, I think, in the South. She's a Southern girl, tells you straight up, accent and all. She's like, the church teaches you to be broke, busted, and disgusted, is what she said. So when you're looking to really dissolve all that and really get down to the truth of who you are, you engage in so many real world experiences because you're uncovering stones based on the questions you're asking, the walls that you keep bumping up against repeatedly, binds that you're in that you wake up one day and you're like, how did I get here? Why do I feel so trapped when I know that I am a powerful being? You start having these awakenings where you're just like driving down the street one day or you're in something and you're like, wait a minute. Wow. Mighty baby. And you really get pure by having experiences. And what I have found, okay, I'm speaking for myself, and keep in mind, I am a woman who has always been different. When I was a teenager, I was like, what are these people doing? I was like, when I looked around at adults, I'd be like, what are these people doing? Like, they were just living the same day every day. They were living the same day every day. And I was like, this ain't it. And when you start to realize, oh, girls are supposed to do that. Oh, boys are supposed to do that. When you're like 10, right? Oh, and you start to realize there's certain expectations of you based on gender. And, just, I just really checked out on all the things that create a life that like humans are doing. And like, so I've always been different. So I've always been like, okay, but what about that? And what about, my mom said I was always like, but why? But why? My mom said I was always asking that as a child. But why? But why? But why? But why? And where we live in, this is, gosh, the things that we could do if we could only see that we can do them. And then we purified ourselves to be able to take action on them and whatever that action is. So in this instance, for those of you who are looking to build a platform, my work is advanced. This is who I am. This is my life. This is not for, because all this elementary shit they got on TikTok with all of these girls, I don't know these people, whatever these people are doing. And this is for those of you, you've already done a lot of transformational work. You've already, hello, 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 hello. Thank you for the hearts. You've already done a bounty of transformational work. You've already invested in high-level coaching and mentoring programs. You've been to all the workshops and the retreats and the consciousness communities and the circles and just all the things you've done, and you're still afraid. I mean, doesn't anybody question the fact that with all this damn consciousness and all this awareness that people have and all this knowledge that people have, and they're still so damn scared, living inside of binds? Thank you, Larry. Living inside of binds. Frankly, we like our binds, don't we? But you know what I mean, the ones you don't necessarily like, but you got all this knowledge. You've been studying in the Ifa tradition. You've been, studying with this master, and you've been doing this consciousness work, but you're still so scared. You're scared of the feminine. You're scared of your body. You're scared of your primal self. Well, my power, this is real power over here. This is the fullness. This is what, better go read them hidden texts, baby. Really, the males need to go read the hidden text. All a woman has to do is come home to her body, okay? And everything you need to know, you will know, okay? And this is why men of old invested so heavily in getting women disconnected from their bodies. You submit to male authority, and we will banish you and harm you and kill you and remove resources if you listen to your body. And so then they defiled the body and they made it a filthy thing, kind of like Africa, that shithole country. Meanwhile, they're just extracting, like, all these other countries couldn't even sustain without Africa. Meanwhile, Africa is the shithole country. You don't want to go there. That's a filthy place. So the woman's body, it's a filthy thing. As soon as they made up that story about Adam and Eve, y'all was done for. Y'all was done for. And deep in everybody's mind, most people's mind, the woman is the problem. Look, see, Eve is the demise of humanity. This, man, when you start knowing, you can't unknow. You can't unknow. Um, what perfectly describes where you are? What's the name? Tia. Hi, Tia. You just came around. I noticed you yesterday. Hey, original woman. How y'all doing? Um, if you're advanced, and if you gotta ask if you're advanced, probably not. If you're advanced, and I want to start talking about, I'm a genius, and there's certain things that need to come out in order for me to sustain, and so those will be coming out. Um, the Embody Your Platform workshop is happening in 45 minutes. I'm getting ready to get out of here in a minute. Hi, Tia. You were referencing doing all the work and being knowledgeable but still afraid. Yeah, it's not enough. I talked to this clearly advanced in knowledge African man some months ago. Good morning, Freddie. This man is a walking encyclopedia. I mean, he knows it, Like, obviously, I don't know him deeply personally, but after talking to him for some time, clearly he has a bounty of knowledge. Just like all of our wonderful consciousness teachers, the old ones, the younger ones. And he had all this knowledge, and this man was 60 something. Nigerian man. When I tell you the level of fear in this man, the level of fear in this man, the books he wanted to bring forward, the knowledge he wanted to bring forward that he was scared to bring forward, the cycles he was still going in, and the density. He was a very dense, like dense with fear, and you can just talking to him, I could feel the symbols that was like in his deep mind. Soon as they remove the feminine, they crippled y'all. Soon as they removed the feminine, they crippled humanity. And it's going to take specific souls to restore her. Because when I tell you, the war is in the mind, it's in the deep mind. And the war is between the symbols that have been planted in the psyche of humanity and the truth. That's the war. All the symbols that have been put in your mind through even stories in the Bible. And you only get pure when you confront every single symbol. When you confront the real world experience that's reflective of the symbols in your deep mind. The symbols that you fear, the experiences that you fear, the stories and the myths that you fear. You gain not necessarily power over, but a one with. Because any kind of thought that you're over something, you're still in a delusion of sorts. Because allness is allness. Okay? There's no need. It's very male thinking to want to have power over something. Okay? When you're truly talking about oneness and love, you're talking about one with all. So it's not about power over symbols and fear and the war in the unconscious mind. It's about one with it, so that there's no longer this friction and this back and forth and this fight within yourself. The oneness means you are one with it and you notice it, so then you have the freedom of energy and thought to move and dance versus keeping everything at bay. You got all this knowledge, but you're still scared. But wait a minute, you got the knowledge though. What's going on? You've been reading the ancient texts in the Quran and the Bible, and but you still so scared. Like, did isn't it? Doesn't knowledge liberate? See, because you're only working with your conscious mind. You got to work with that unconscious mind, and you have to do the forbidden things. This is why I say the three domains that have freed me the most are doing things that my identity is like, I don't do things like that. Now, it's one thing to be like, I don't like cleaning toilets, right? Like, you just don't like it because you've done it before. And then you're doing it. You're like, yeah, cleaning toilets is not my thing. Right? Versus you looking at something and judging it because who knows why you judge it, right? Like, you have this idea about who you are and who you are not, so you stay away. So whatever knowledge you would gain in doing that thing, you never get that knowledge. So that's, it can be a weakness. Anyway, I can get deeper. So one, doing things that I'm like, I don't do stuff like that. People like me don't do things like that. Number two, doing things that are inappropriate or that people would say is not cool, etc. Like a piece of content that went up on TikTok a few days ago when I talked about this big energy that was in me, but I worked so hard to keep it down, okay, which keeps you distracted, out of power, whatever. And when something is so energetically for a human being, is so riveting inside of them energetically, and they work to push it down, all you do is you create a psychic weight. It becomes a psychic burden on everything around you, and then it controls you from underneath. I'm telling you, y'all remove the feminine. Yeah, they crippled humanity. So that's number two. When I did things that would be considered inappropriate, because I said something, did something that most people would be like, don't. That's inappropriate. Lie, lie, lie. And then the third thing is doing things that terrify me. You know, a simple, digestible version of this is if you're scared of heights, you want to attack heights, right? If you're scared of a particular energy, you want to engage with that energy. Otherwise, and when I say engage, I mean get in bed with it. Not literal sex. I mean, like, you really want to, because if you're like, no, you stay over there, it constantly, and then you just process it at a conscious, analytical level, which is devoid of wholeness. You know, if it's not an integration, unification of conscious and unconscious, you're just tricking yourself. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta be on the master class. If you are advanced, I don't want none of y'all, little girls on my master class. Okay. You can continue to look at all the free stuff. There's TikTok I have Facebook, I have Instagram. You can just keep YouTube. You can just keep looking at all that. And when you go have some more life experiences, you get, beat up some more. Because frankly, that's what a lot of us need. Or you get sick of yourself, right? You get sick of your patterns. You get older, whatever, right? I had a woman buy Shadow Gold who's been watching me for 6 years. 6 years. 6 years. And she knew the whole time, and she was scared, and she felt like I was talking about stuff that was inappropriate, and that was, so then she, so then she just needed to go have some more life experience, and then boom, you know what I mean? All right, good, Tia. See you there. All right, lots of love, you all. I will be back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific.